Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back doing your Aries video for December 2015 part 2. Okay, picking up where I left off, I was talking about what's blocking you coming in the position, the card in the position of what's coming in from the outside in the future. Hasn't happened yet. You may feel kind of stuck, stagnant. You may be getting into issues with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Libra male. Could be also female, could be Aries, girl-girl combination, could be a guy-guy combination as well, okay? Because I don't necessarily see the Three of Wands only as a female. I see it sometimes as a male too, okay? So that's going to be the main issue in December, okay? Kind of either getting out of a relationship, struggling to find your way in career, or arguing with someone. It may not be your love partner, okay? It could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be someone who's kind of getting in your way. It could be someone who's, around you that's causing problems. You could be having problems with, like, your best friend, for instance. Message me if that's the case. Or it could be someone in your family, because this is the holiday season. Everybody's spending time with family, and I feel like some of you are like very, very, very family oriented, okay? For some reason, I don't know why, I'm just getting that. Very, very family oriented, and it may just be arguments within the family, people within the family causing issues, people getting up in your business, people trying to tell you what to do, frustration and struggle maybe with a partner over holiday parties and what to do with the family and who to buy gifts for and all that crazy madness. To me, that could be it. But because this is a general reading, this is where I would recommend wanting to do a private reading for you, because it's going to depend on each situation. Now, you do have some other very positive cards. Sort of what's going on right now in the beginning of December is really, really strong and positive. You do have the card about, to me, a friendship. This is interesting because you have the Lovers card in reverse, and this is it can go either way. It can be friends no matter what, someone you're friends with no matter what, or wanting a best friend, or wanting to be close with someone, or this could be a marriage partner, or just a regular partner, a non-marriage partner, but a long-term, lifetime partner type thing. Okay, so it's usually one of those three. It's usually someone who's in a long-term marriage that's actually gone beyond just being very close with someone. This is someone where they love each other unconditionally. This is where their partner means like the most to them, more than anybody else in the whole universe, and it's a special union, it's a special connection, and most people do not have this. This is where a relationship withstand the test of time. It's the kind of thing where you get through thick and thin together. It's like, maybe you've had children, and then gone through career changes, and then, you've gone through deaths in the family, and you've gone through so much, but you're still together, and it's kind of a miraculous thing that you're still partners, and you're kind of partners in crime. So it's a really, really special connection, and this is what's crowning you right now. So some of you have a partner who means the world to you. And this is really, really great. This is finding that soulmate. This is finding that partner that will last, withstand the test of time. And for some of you, it's long-term life partner where you don't get married, maybe because you've been married before. Aries, a lot of times their shadow is the Libra, and Libra is the one that likes to get married. So maybe for you, it could be someone who's been, you may have been married more than once, okay? And you're considering getting into a new relationship. And you're trying to think about what it is that you want. And this is what you want. You want a life partner. You want somebody to be with, but you don't necessarily want to go through a marriage again. You don't necessarily want to tie the knot, okay? Just remember, you always want to tell a guy that you want a commitment no matter what, because when you tell a guy you don't want commitment, their brain goes into full-blown player mode, okay? I'm just telling you this now. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. This is not revealing any big secret, okay? Guys will confirm this is how they think about things if you tell them that you don't want commitment, okay? So to me, it feels like a very strong partnership. If you're with someone, this is a very strong union, okay? If you're looking for someone, to get into a partnership with, I feel like you may meet them at the beginning of December. Could happen a little bit later. For some of you, I want to say for some of you, your marriage is dissolving, okay? Or your marriage is soon to be ended. It's coming through very strongly that that's the case. This is not what this card is normally about, but for some of you, that's what's going on, okay? Just feel it. And that's what's kind of coming to me. For the rest of you, your relationship is very, very strong with this person. Message me if this is the case. It's very, very strong. And I just noticed this. Maybe I noticed this before. There's these like little images of acorns from, the oak tree. And the oak tree is a symbol of long-term love, strong love. And this is being very blessed also in a lot of different ways. The oak tree to me is financial blessings, blessings from the fairies even. The fairies to me, you always want to be friends with the fairies because, they are the ones that will bless you financially. Some of you don't even believe in fairies, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Whatever, to me though, this is a strong partnership. That's all I'm going to say. It's very, very strong. Some of you may be getting married in December or getting engaged. This is engagement. This could be marriage. But to me, this is long-term partnerships that aren't dissolving. They just withstand the test of time. It's a beautiful card. To me, okay, so I created this card. The Lover's card is the best card in the deck. Okay, in the upright position, it's amazing. It's love. It's marriage. It's union. To me, it's romantic. Okay, it's romance. In reverse, it's even better. It's unconditional love. It's gone beyond marriage, and children. It's the whole package. It's everything you can want in a partnership, commitment that really has strong foundation, that's just the kind of union that you don't see very much in our culture. Very special. And it could be that this is what, if your marriage is dissolving, this may have been what it used to be. But I feel like there's going to be two strong camps. The camp of the people that have a special relationship and nothing's dissolving. It's really going to be till death do you part. You're going to be together pretty much until the end for both of you. And then, for the second camp, it's going to be, well, you had a very strong marriage, but the partnership's dissolving, and maybe you're hurt about it because it was very strong at one point, and now it's not. Okay, so you have the Fool as the foundation, which is a strong travel card. The Fool, as you can see, she's at a very high point, which is at the lowest point. So there may be some confusion and chaos, in your mind. You kind of maybe all over the place, I want to say. Excuse me one second. I had to grab some water. So yes, it's all over the place. You may just have been traveling. Some of you may have been traveling in the distant past. And when I say distant past, it could be 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, 3 years ago, 30 years ago. The past. Okay? But it's the foundation. So the high point is the low point. So you may have had some very big highs and lows in, I want to say, in November, you know, for the year, I want to say highs and lows. And Aries typically does. And I'm not particularly sure why. And Aries can be at the top of the mountain. They could be at a high in their career and then for whatever reason lose their temper, get fired, and be at the very low, okay? But because you have so much positive energy going on in the beginning of December, I don't necessarily feel like this is, the high point is the low point. So to me, there really isn't a low point in this reading. The low point is soon to come to pass where things need to change and you need to actually start making decisions. That's going to be the low point actually for you. And it's not even going to be that low, again, because you have two people here who are, you know, kind of high up. And this is what you should be doing, okay? It's a foundation, it's coloring the whole reading, which is taking a leap of faith. This is where what you shouldn't be doing, which is stagnating, sitting on the fence, hemming and hawing, wondering, dreaming, pining, and otherwise procrastinating. This is the procrastination card, okay? So the universe is like saying to you, what you need to do is you take a leap of faith, move into the future with open arms and saying, you know what, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Whatever needs to come and happen needs to happen. I'm down for it. Just be like, I'm down, okay? Hashtag I'm down for it, Aries, okay? And I am making up a bazillion hashtags in each video now because I feel like it's one of those New Year's resolutions that I have for myself. In the center of the reading, in the heartbeat of the reading, you have the card which is about being lifted up out of hardship, the Page of Swords, okay? And for those of you who are learning tarot, I am not the best person to learn from. I devised my own system, and the way I see things is different than other people. But in the image, she's being lifted up by these birds. In my mind, it's the angels. It's divine intervention. It's the beginning of feeling supported. It's literally being lifted up out of a place in time of hardship, being helped out, being loved, feeling supported. So if you've been in hardship, this is where things change. Things change for the better, okay? It's very, very positive. You do have the Hierophant crossing you, so again, there's a strong marriage vibe. I don't normally see the Hierophant as the card about marriage, but when it is linking up with the Lovers, to me it usually is, okay? But the Hierophant to me is getting counsel from someone who's older and wiser, someone who knows better, someone who can answer your questions, someone who can guide you and be there for you. This can be, you know, talking to a psychic, somebody like me. This is getting counseling, regular therapy. This is waiting for the phone to ring and getting good news, okay? So this is all very, very positive stuff. This is waiting on someone to call you when they do, okay? So that's really, really good. So two very, very strong things. And you do have this very divine energy going on in the beginning of December, which is you have the Star card, which to me is healing, you know, light from the heavens. And then you also have the Page of Swords, which is being lifted up and divine intervention. The heavens really, the angels really being there to support you and love you. And they're just, to me, connected. They're just really connected. This is very strong spirituality. This very strong love and support from heaven and your guides and angels. Some of you may work with the angels, or some of you may be just very into spirituality, this is just being looked out for by also a deceased loved one. This is, I want to say, a strong, you may have a very strong, if you're a guy, strong feminine side, okay? If you're a female, this is also getting in touch with your feminine side and being a strong person. Aries are very strong women, but this goes beyond that. It's their own I just want to say magical gifts. You may be a medium in some cases, or somebody who's just really in touch with the divine feminine, or I want to say divine feminine, or their I want to say their feminine side, but their spirituality, their spiritual gifts. There's a lot to be said about these two cards together. Together, they are very, very strong. So this is not only a deceased loved one that's female around you, that's supporting and loving you. This is also light from heaven being shined down on you. This is feeling finally that you've come out of a place of just pain and suffering. Or going through some kind of financial hardship. You may have gone through some major financial losses in your life, and now it's just, you're kind of moving out of that phase, okay? Interestingly enough, it is also linking up with the Ace of Pentacles. It's interesting that I say that, because the Ace of Pentacles is the cash tree card, okay? This is the money card. This is what I like to see for Aries, because Aries needs love and support from others, because they are like the infant of the zodiac, right? They need help. They usually need help. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to lean on others. Understand that it's a journey of the self, but that doesn't mean you can't ask for help, okay? Ask for guidance from other people when you can, and that's very important. And then also, financially, Aries needs money. Why? Because Aries has a lot of projects. Aries does a lot. Aries is into fashion. Aries is into, going out and having fun, being social, having friends. They just are kind of like a people person. And so they need to have money in order to get all the shopping done that they really need to do for themselves. So it's really positive. I like to see that. So beginning of December, to me, there is no low point. It's just you're kind of maybe on a high, okay? Financially, things are looking up. You're being kind of divinely guided. You're really in touch. For those of you Aries females, are really in touch with your feminine spirituality and divinity. Very strong there. If you're a guy, you could be interested. You may have very strong feelings for an Aquarius female, because the star card is an Aquarius female. She may be someone who is quite well known, okay? And there's also, again, that Aries, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius connection with the air signs here. And this is where you may be very serious about them enough to propose. Aries loves big, grand gestures. And so, Aries guys especially. So there may be someone that you really like if you're watching that. But it's also, the same thing is really applicable to you. Being really supported right now by either deceased loved ones or just heaven. And so, the angels are really guiding you. And having really good financial prospects in the immediate future. Great for investments, great time for business. So to me, it's really towards the middle, it's the end of December where things get a little bit tricky. It's going to be kind of like, what's next in my business? What's next in career? What's next in life? What's next after this relationship? All these questions are going through. So whether you're a guy or girl, it's the same kind of thing. The final two cards are the Four of Swords and the Nine of Wands, which I want to say womp womp, because it's just kind of like you're on this high. It's like you're peaking, you're doing so well, and then you just kind of go down a little, just a touch. It's just like, it's kind of like, and I don't even like using that term, but it's kind of like that feeling, because these two cards really don't say much. These two cards are about needing to take better care of your health, and waiting for things to happen, waiting for someone to call you, you are going to get the call, you are going to get the news if you are waiting on either to hear back from a job or you're waiting to hear from a person. There is going to be communication, but to me, the waiting and health, this is not what people watch my videos for. People watch my videos to find out about relationships and romance and all that other stuff. They usually don't care as much about their health. They don't want to hear about health. However, this is what's coming up in the cards. So some of you do need to take better care of your health. I feel like for some of you need to see a nutritionist. If you haven't, ever seen a nutritionist, talk to a naturopath. Also, definitely recommend. Chiropractic, also recommend. Herbal medicine would also be good. For some of you, the Bach flower remedies actually might be really, really helpful. I don't know why. Normally I don't get that, but I'm getting that strongly here. So you might want to check out the Bach flower remedies. This is a period of time in which you need to rest. You may have overdone it towards the end of December and you're kind of burnt out. There is just also a strong element. Somebody may be waiting on you. You may be waiting on them. It may be kind of a time where things aren't really happening at the end of December. It's just kind of like, you're busy, you're going, you gotta make decisions, you know that, but then there's delay. And you kind of retreat, and you kind of go into your cave, your man cave, your female cave, whatever it is, and you kind of just say, you know what, I just need to take a little break. And you take a little break, and you have some downtime. This is needing to rest. This is needing to relax. This is needing to, maybe get a massage, sleep more, getting better sleep, better rest. My dad always used to say, I'm going to go put my feet up. And putting your feet up doesn't necessarily mean sleep. It just means putting your feet up, resting. You could be reading a book. You could be watching a movie. But it's not, you're not sleeping. But you're also not going. I feel like I just see some of you in your pajamas, needing to just kind of hang out in your pajamas. And a friend of mine from one of the retail jobs I had at one point went away and she got sick. And she said to me once, she said, she talked to the doctor. I think she had like pneumonia or something. And the doctor told her, she said, he's like, you know what you need to do? You need to sit in bed and you need to watch the Food Channel all day. For 10 hours. That's what he said. He's like, don't do anything. Just sit there and watch the Food Channel. Okay. So she did. She ended up staying inside and watching the Food Channel or whatever. And she got better. So I'm not saying this is the only channel that you're going to watch, but I'm saying for some of you, you need to relax and take better care of your health. So you may be waiting for things to come to pass. The problem with these two final cards is that you're blocked from getting your rest because of some things that are going on in your life, whether it's whether it's issues with a boyfriend or girlfriend, husband or wife issues, friend, family member. You're not getting your rest because of these things. So you may be up at night, you may be restless because there are things going on in your life that are causing you stress, okay? So you may be sleepless in Seattle. That's what you mean if you're sleepless in Seattle. I don't know why I got that. You just may be sleepless in some cases. You're stressed out about some things. So you need to definitely put the sword down, Aries. Hashtag put the sword down. Live to fight another day, okay? And just, take it easy. Put your feet up. Relax. Have some pumpkin pie. Celebrate Christmas. Maybe drink half a glass of wine. Just don't argue. Don't engage with anybody who wants to argue. Let it go. I feel like that's what you need to do. That said, that's all that I have for you guys. This is, pretty much the complete spread. There was one other card, which is the Ten of Wands, which I want to talk to briefly about. The Ten of Wands is in the position of emotions in the future, mid-December, end of December, maybe feeling it still at that time. The Ten of Wands is having a lot of other people's burdens. This can be like an old house that's become burdensome, where it's like you're constantly fixing it up, or a project that's become burdensome. You may be one of those people that has like 10 houses and you're trying to like flip all of them, and you're one of those builder type people. Message me if you are. You just may be, you may have, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things on your plate, a lot of bills, a lot of things that are stressing you out. This is kind of, I want to say, suffering an emotional breakdown later in December. It's building, okay? It's building up, okay? You want to be careful that, because to me you have several cards that can trigger like an emotional breakdown. If you're stressed out already, any of these other things can act as a trigger for you. So you have to be careful. You have to lighten your load. You have to start saying, you know what, no, I'm not available. No, I can't do that. No, I don't want to do that. No, no, no. Delegate, cut things off your plate, scratch things off your to-do list and just take it easy. Because like, again, you don't want to have one of those trigger moments where you're already stressed out and then somebody comes along and pisses you off and it's, a bad scene. You don't want to do that. So, overall, I just think the beginning of December is better than the end, but I don't necessarily feel like the end is bad either, because I feel like you are going to work through your stuff and get to a place where you're going to need to rest and take some time to relax. That's kind of how I see it. So that's all. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's for everyone, and I send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care. All the best.